Do you ever feel like you need a bit more room around the bust on your mermaids? If this is the case, you might benefit from doing a full bust adjustment. A full bust adjustment, or an FBA for short, is an alteration you can do to a front bodice pattern piece which adds extra length and width in the bust area. There isn't a hard and fast rule to follow to find out whether you need to do an FBA to your makes, but if you often feel like your clothes pull across your bust but fit well in other places, this may indicate that you need a bit more room in this area. If you want some more info about whether you need to do an FBA, check out our blog post linked below. For this tutorial, you'll need your front bodice pattern piece, a pen or pencil, a ruler, some scissors, some tape, a tracing wheel or pin, and a bit of paper. So, once you've got these handy, let's get started. Grab your pen or pencil and ruler and draw a line through the centre of the dart to around 2.5 centimetres or 1 inch past the tip. The end of this line is your bust apex, which is where the fullest part of your bust should sit. Next, draw a vertical line that's parallel to the grey line from the bottom of the bodice to the bust apex. And then pivot and draw a line to midway up the armhole. Mark the seam allowance on this line. Finally, draw a horizontal line at the bottom on the opposite side to the dart. Grab those scissors and, starting at the dart, cut from the side seam edge to a few millimetres or a 1/16 of an inch before the end of the line. From the bottom edge, cut up to the armhole, stopping at the seam allowance line. From the edge of the armhole, cut a little snip and stop a smidge before the seam allowance line. We've just made 2 hinges and you'll see why they're handy shortly. And lastly, cut across the bottom horizontal line. Put the bodice to one side for a second and grab your piece of paper. Draw 2 vertical lines, the distance between them the amount you want to increase the bust by, divided by 2. Carefully place the bodice on the paper and line up the vertical line nearest the centre front with one of the lines you have drawn. Carefully pull the pattern piece down until it meets the other line. Draw a vertical line down from the straight front edge and slide the bottom piece down until it's level with the rest of the pattern piece. Stick the pattern in place with tape. Draw new lines to smooth out the armhole and the waistline. We now need to true the dart edge. Fold the bottom of the dart up so the 2 dart lines are on top of each other. This is a bit tricky with paper, so just do your best and stick down. Roll a tracing wheel over the side seam or stick a pin through the side seam line every 5 millimetres or 1/4 of an inch or so. Unfold the dart and draw over the markings from the tracing wheel or pin. Under the dart, bring in the side seam by the amount you increase the bust by. Draw a smooth line by hand or using a pattern master or French curve. And that's all there is to it. Cut out your new pattern piece and you're ready to get sewing. Have you tried a full bust adjustment yet? Let us know in the comments.